And you should be able to see me now. Oh, snap. Camon's taking a nap. Camon's taking a nap like Charles Oliveira. Camon is out. He's hurt. He's hurt. I'm trying to get my Joe Rogan back. He's hurt. Camon's hurt. Eric Shosted. He's cool. He's cocky. He's bad. We're talking about Topuria. Thank you for being here. You get the sticker today, Eric. Thank you. Aziz, I finally caught you, Aziz. I think I've been streaming too late when you already go Mimi's. I've been coming on here too late. Ale Miguel. Now, fool, you gotta dissect. Nobody's out here with the magnifying glass. Nobody's out here with the fine-tooth comb. Stop playing around. I see all of you spitting your globes out here. All you fourth graders spitting that globe. Stop it. Start asking questions. You don't even need to raise your hand. What's up, Mike Lang? No GOAT. No, but first undefeated double champ. Yes, he's not a double champ. He's not a champ. And you know what? I hate to say it, but Charles Sonnen was right. Charles Sonnen said earlier that, like, not get it twisted. Topuria is not a champ. He is not a double champ. He is, how did he call it? Two-time champ. There is a differentiation, and trust me, I would not side with Charles Sonnen if he was not on the side of truth. I do not make it a habit of siding with Charles Sonnen. But there's a very, very clear differentiation here. There have been very, very, very few double champs ever in MMA history. And please remind me if I can't remember. And even Conor was one of them. As much as I like to clown on Conor and be real about Conor, did he ever defend the title? No. But he didn't vacate. He didn't say I'm out. Conor had 2 straps active. See, look at the screen in my quotations. Active, even though he never defended him and he wasn't really active. It was Conor McGregor, it was Daniel Comer, and it was Amanda Nunes. Did anyone else do it? I'm not trying to disrespect anyone. I really don't remember if they did. But Topuria is not a champ. He is absolutely not a champ. He's had a title in different divisions, but he is not a champ as far as he's still champion. He was a champ at 145. He's not anymore. He should not have come to the stage with that fake bout. And I don't remember who it was. It might have been Chale. And again, I hate to regurgitate the likes of Charles Sonnen, but he was right. Again, if anything, Topuria should have came to the cage with that BMF strap, but Max Holiday's holding it hostage. Max Holiday has turned into another Jorge Masvidal, where he's holding on for dear life to this thing that has lost all of its meaning. Because he lost. He lost to BMF. What's up, Jairo? Thank you, Jairo. Thank you. He is not a champ. He vacated. How many cars you sell today? None. I don't sell cars anymore. I came over here so I could be full-time for you guys. I'm not full-time, though. I'm trying real hard to get back there. I'm trying. I'm doing kind of part-time right now with some other stuff. What's up, Remy? What's up, Mo Diggity? Thank you, Robert Robertson. I hope your middle name is Bobby. Thank you very much. What's up, Zach Rucker? We're gonna get those details ironed out real soon. I was looking at the pool cue earlier and I was like, I gotta message him. We gotta figure this out. What's up, Zach? Tony Louis, Poatan takes DMT to meet the Brazilian overlords, but Oliveira just needed to get knocked out by Topuria. Ooh. Hold up. Do DC voice? DC. I don't know. Hey guys. John Jones is really, deep down, he's a good guy. I can't do it. I'm not an impressionist. I don't do impressions. I don't do impressions. If the inspiration hits me, I'll do it. But, you know what? I'm so mad that I forgot to talk about that. I'm so mad that I forgot to talk about that in my Patreon video. I'm so mad that I forgot to talk about that. Dang it. I might have to make a whole other video. I'm making too much content. I'm in content overload. Ilia is really good, but the Islam Khabib haters are just jumping on the bandwagon and ruining it. Oh my goodness. Is Ilia Topuria a good fighter? Yes. Should he be number one pound for pound? No. Should he be in the GOAT conversation? No. Has he fought one dude in their prime? No. Is he a good fighter? Yes. Is he anything at all what people have been talking about him like and describing him the last few days? No. Hype train. Recency bias. People cannot see beyond past the last weekend. And if they're looking at Volkanovski, Holiday, Josh Emmett, that's like looking at John Jones' record when he was full of PEDs. That's like looking at John Jones when he beat Rampage, when he beat Machida. You can't make fun of John Jones with that padded list when he was full of PEDs, but then look the other way when Topuria is beating dudes far past their prime. It doesn't make sense. End the hypocrisy now. What's up, Hoser? Ilia would say is in the best ever the best ever category that till that guy gets beat, he's a legend killer. Okay, let me say this right now. You know what? I'm going to put a pin in it. I'm going to come back to that legend killer quote right now. That's what got me fired up because I forgot to say it in my last video, and I'm probably going to have to make another video, which is okay. It's okay. Honky tonk, man. What's up, King Indigo? Ilia beats all but Islam. You make a good point. You make a strong point. He's the rightful featherweight champ because he was not beat. I get that, and I have to be consistent as well because I keep saying Volkanovski's not the real champ. It's fake. He has to feel miserable holding a title that he only has access to because the dude that knocked him out took off. So, if I'm going to be consistent, then I have to also say, well, yeah, he's the one. But still, black and white on paper. This isn't my definitions. This isn't my call. But you're either that active champ or you're not. And he left it. So, technically, he cannot say, I'm a champ. I'm a double champ. He made the... Now, he could have just held on to it. Conor McGregor did it. DC did it. John Jones held up a division forever. We've seen people that hold up a division. They go up a weight class, do a whole fight camp, get the next bout, and then it's like, well, are they going to come back down and defend the smaller one? And then way later, they're like, okay, I'm not going to do it. Go ahead. Topuria should have done that so he could have been a double champ. He could have been a champ for like 2 weeks. But he vacated it right off the bat. Company man. He didn't want Dana to be mad at him. Let someone else have it. I want an active champion. But technically, he's not a champ. Alana Denise. Hey, I'm still here, Alana. It's good to see you back. Did YouTube finally notify you? It's good to see you again. Connor's a 4-time court case champion. Yeah, I can't imagine anyone feels confident about Paddy Pimblett against Topuria. You're not wrong, Robert. You're not wrong, Almo. But there is nuance that I will go over right now. Jairo, Ilia is a 2-division champ. He had to vacate due to new rules. But only way he gets a third is if Islam wins against JDM. I've actually been a little bit surprised about how many people are in favor of JDM. That's a little surprising to me. I did not expect that. But it's good. It's good for the sport. Makes things competitive. Keeps things interesting. But I wonder why you say that, Jairo. Do you think that Topuria wouldn't have a chance against JDM? Or are you saying that because he'll only go up because he specifically wants Makhachev? I mean, I'm sure there's people in the chat. I am sure there has to be people in the chat that let me make sure I close something over here. That's annoying. After everything that I've seen the last few days, all the comments, all the chats, videos made, there has to be a group of people out there, and there's probably some in here right now, that are very confident that Topuria is going to go up and beat Dricus du Plessis next. I mean, after some of the delusional sentiments that I've come across over the last few days, please raise your hand. There has to be people in here that are already anticipating Topuria knocking out Dricus du Plessis. Please raise your hand. Thank you, Jairo. Do you think Patty could take Ilia? Based on everything I've ever seen, no. It feels like every single one of Patty's wins, he actually lost, or he exposed how much he gets hit and how sloppy he is. And that's why all his people are always clowning on him. He's one of those dudes like that has a base because he's from another country and they're gonna back him no matter what because, like, you know, hometown pride or whatever. I know these days it changed a lot from older eras. Sports used to be a lot more racist, and that was cool. You know, you have like the Rocky movies, and Russia boos America, and America boos Russia, and it was also divided, and that was a big part of sports, you know, like with, you know, Olympics kind of mindset. It's not so much that way anymore because, you know, everyone lives in some other country and everyone migrates, and like people like aren't true to their country anymore. You got like people like Adesanya that have like 7 different ethnicities. They have like their ethnicity is basically like a skin. They could choose who, just like Topuria. Is he Spanish? Is he from Georgia? But he was born in Germany. He's German. Like, that's kind of the way it is now, where the world has become a melting pot. But it seems like there's so many people behind someone like Patty just because where he's from. But then you watch him fight and it's like, bro, you're sloppy. You're sloppy. Let me skip ahead a little bit. What's up, Western Mass Climber? Come on, what's up? Come on, just got out of work. He's putting in that labor. You gotta respect it. You gotta respect it. There ain't nothing wrong with that. There ain't nothing wrong with that at all. So look. What is this? Who is that? Look it. People don't seem to understand. It's kind of like the I could care less crowd. People don't seem to understand language. When you use a term like legend killer, think about what you're saying. Legend killer. Are you not able to pick up the nuance from that phrase? New legend killer. That inherently has a negative connotation to it. Has anyone ever realized that? Legend killer has a negative connotation to the person that phrase is being used for. He's a legend killer. Do you understand what that means? That is, again, like I mentioned in a recent video, using a term like that is like saying of somebody, man, they could take a beating. That has a negative connotation. That dude could take a punch. Why is he getting hit though? That dude has a strong chin. Oh, he must be getting hit. That's how you found that out. He's a legend killer. Oh, so he's fighting old dudes. He's fighting dudes that we're already able to categorize as legends. He's fighting, you know who we call legends? Do you know who we refer to as legends? When we get a new WWE game, when we get, what's it called? Raw 2026 next year. You know who's a legend in that game? You know who the DLC? You could get Andre the Giant. Yeah. You could get Macho Man Randy Savage, Sting, Lex Luger. Those are legends. You could be Doink. That's a legend. So when you call someone a legend killer, you're saying, man, he's really good at beating the dudes that, they've been around so long that they've already been able to amass such a they've been fighting, they had all these fights and they won this title and they had this defense and they had that, they were the BMF and then so they've been fighting for years and years and they already have this massive reputation that, so this dude just started here and they did all, and then he beat them and now he like absorbs all their power? Is that how that works? Is this an anime? Is that how MMA works? That's like 1 billion times worse than MMA math. This is MMA anime. And I don't even care that it's illiterate. That's bonus points. This is MMA anime. Are you kidding me? And you're over there behind your keyboard so confident. You're so confident. Spilled, aged like milk. What do you got to say now? MMA anime, homeboy? Legend killer is not a compliment. Now, I'm going to say something that I just said in my paywall videos. I just uploaded a video on my Patreon, and this isn't a plug. I'm not trying to get new members. That's not what I'm doing right now. If you wanted to become a member, you know how to do it, okay? That's not what this is about right now, though. But because I upload daily videos Monday through Friday, every single day is a new video. I just uploaded a video like an hour ago talking about this. So I'm not going to say it word for word because I'm not going to disrespect my patrons or the people on my YouTube membership because it's also on there. But Patreon helps, so I make more on there. So I try to steer people that way. People are talking about Topuria as if he should clearly be number one pound for pound, which is crazy. But that's the least of it. People are already saying Topuria should be number one pound for pound. Worse than that, they're saying, I don't even want to go as far as saying that he's the GOAT, but he's already in the GOAT conversation. And of course it makes sense because who does everyone pretty unanimously already decide who it is, even though it should be Khabib Nurmagomedov? They say Jon Jones. Do you think the UFC wants Jon Jones to be considered the GOAT right now? Until they find out that Topuria is leaving some lady in a crash car with no pants, they don't want Jon Jones in the news. They want to replace it with a new face, a young face, an ethnic face. That's really good for business right now. They're already putting him in the GOAT conversation, saying that he has the best 3-fight streak win they've ever seen. These are people that just started watching it. These are like all the people that started watching MMA when Conor McGregor started fighting. This is the best 3-fight streak they've ever seen. Have you heard of Bas Rutten? Have you heard of BJ Penn? Have you heard of Tank Abbott? Are you kidding me? It's not that hard to knock out a dude that drops his guard. Anybody it's gonna look real good when some basketball player does a windmill dunk when no one's guarding him. It is not difficult to chin someone when they go like this for you. They were basically participating in a two-man kata. And the other dude knew it was time to put his hand down. Clink, new face of MMA. Who's John Jones? Best 3-fight win streak they've ever seen. Topuria has not fought one person in his prime. I apologize to my patrons and my members right now, okay? It's a little different. Topuria has not defeated one person in their prime. From the moment he entered the UFC, he's fighting people like him, newbies, prospects, people that never even had a prime. They didn't even have a prime. They never got there. They never reached their potential. They're those dudes that don't really have a character. You know, the early WWF, they're those dudes that didn't even really have a character. They were just a worker. They were just somebody to help build the name of the guy that was going to come up and be marketable. These dudes that he beat when he first came in, by the way, his first fight had to go to decision. He did not look that good, and this was against a nobody. I don't even remember the dude's name. Yusef Rodriguez or something like that. I don't know. Yusef Gamboa. I have no idea. Dudes that never even had a prime. And then Bryce Mitchell. Bryce Mitchell got 10-7 by diarrhea. He got 10-7 by a case of diarrhea. Glorified Ryan Hall. Josh Emmett. The only prime Emmett has ever had came straight from Logan Paul. The only prime Josh Emmett has ever had is his source of hydration. Are you kidding me? Volkanovski's prime was between 2019 and 2023. He left his prime in the cage during that first fight with Makhachev, which he won. Big Volkanovski fan, don't forget. I'm just so truthful. I'm so truthful, it leads you to believe that I'm a hater. I'm so truthful. It has led you to believe that I'm a John Jones fan. I could not detest John Jones more, but I'm so truthful. I have led you to believe. I'm like that Michael Jordan commercial. I'm sorry that I made it look easy. I'm sorry that I led you to believe that I'm a John Jones fan just because of how truthful I am. I'm sorry that I led you to believe that I'm a Kamaru Usman fan because I told you he was going to win when everyone else thought that Buckley was too young, too strong, too fast. But I'm so truthful you thought that I was an Usman fan when I can't stand that fool. I'm so truthful. I'm so truthful that I led you to believe that I'm a Volkanovski hater when I've always been one of his biggest fans. I told you I'm a Volkamaniac. But Volkanovski left his prime in that cage with Makhachev during the first fight, of which he won. Max Holiday's prime was between 2018 and 2021. Oliveira's prime was long before he was ever champion. And I know I'm going to have to explain that one to you. I understand that I have to hold your hand. I understand that I make breakdowns and I do streams and I make very thorough, very detailed videos, and I still have people in here confused. I still have people in here saying things like cope. My words fall on deaf ears. These fools don't have eyes to see or ears to hear. It's the blind leading the blind. They're out there listening to Luke Thomas. They're listening to Ariel Helwani. These fanboys with the UFC in their pockets. Ariel Helwani, Luke Thomas, Charles Sonnen, all these dudes are wearing cargo shorts. They're wearing cargo shorts. They need extra pockets so that Dana can fit into all of them. These fools are out here rocking cargo shorts. They're walking around carrying satchels. I remove the pockets off of all of my pants to make a statement. It's a visual statement. None of my clothing even have pockets. I have to keep the Ridge wallet in my chancla. Charles Oliveira, his prime took place long before his title reign. And I know that's hard for you to understand, being in the position that you're in, with all the propaganda that circulates constantly. Charles Oliveira's prime was long before he won the title or defended it. He defended it against a bunch of broken men. Dudes that had already experienced the wrath of Khabib Nurmagomedov. Dudes that were leftovers from Bellator. All the dudes that Oliveira went through. And I love Oliveira. I'm so truthful that I've led you to believe that I'm an Oliveira hater. All the dudes that Oliveira faced to get and to defend the title past their prime. Shells of what they used to be. All of these dudes were past their prime. But there's fools out here thinking that Topuria is winning and he's absorbing all of this power like if he's some kind of Megazord. That's not how it works, fool. Topuria is beating dudes that were already on their way out. These are dudes that you know, like they were saying that John Jones should have done, but he did it. These are all dudes that are passing the ladder down. These are all dudes that are putting them over. And they're getting paid for it. Ooh, yeah. They're getting paid for it. You better believe that. Ooh, yeah. Hamza Amir, look at Frank Boss, Dan's Fedor's win streak. Frank, you talking about Frank Shamrock? Boss Rutan? Dan Severn? Fedor? I'm telling you. People forget about the real legends. People forget about the real legends before it was an entertainment company. It wasn't that long ago when we had Pride that was organizing fights because it was entertainment. It was Yakuza. You think we're that far removed from that? You don't think it's possible? Everything has finally come out now. Documents were declassified. So many rigged fights. People coming out admitting it. Yeah, I knew I was supposed to lose that fight. I know I was supposed to win that fight. People whose names I'm not going to name even though they say it themselves publicly. You know, there's MMA legends who you know and love who have come out and said, oh, of course it was rigged. Everybody knows that. You think that the UFC is above that? Thank you, Hamza. Hamza, even Anderson's run when he was a welterweight. People forget. People forget because propaganda is rampant. It is rampant. It's frequent. We have these manufactured 3-second attention spans that play beautifully into their manipulation tactics. We only remember what just happened. Do you even remember that just 2 minutes ago, I pulled out my stopwatch. 2 minutes ago. I'm going to test your brain right now. I'm going to test your 3-second memory. 2 minutes ago, I did 200 push-ups without stopping in 90 seconds. I just did 200 push-ups, 5-count push-ups, by the way. And those of you that watch my channel, you know my patented 5-count push-ups. I just did 200 of those within 90 seconds. Does anybody remember that? And if you don't, my point exactly. If you don't recall that, my point exactly. Social media has destroyed our brains. And I've never talked about this before. I've never discussed this on this channel. That is exactly why I wear this beanie. Because of the penetration, because of the radiation, because of the radio. I wear this beanie to protect my intellect, my wisdom, my wherewithal. That's why I'm able to come to you with this. It's a defense mechanism. This ain't fashion. That's just a bonus. I just saw someone being very generous. Let me come back here and make sure I didn't miss that. Jairo Ruiz. Ilia won't move up if JDM wins. Ilia has a stiff jab weakness. Paddy and Islam share the chin up weakness. Their chin is easy to find for Ilia, especially at his height. If Ilia keeps chasing Islam, it's to be the GOAT. That's the plan. That makes sense. And we've seen Islam get knocked out before. And we've seen plenty of times when Paddy should have got knocked out. That dude fights sloppy. We'd be seeing Paddy get as rocked and sat down as we have Oliveira and like Chandler over the years, if only Paddy has been faced with stiffer competition. But that makes total sense, Jairo. Total sense. I see that. He's a GOAT chaser. That makes total sense. It's not just about the bout. It's the GOAT status. It's that the legacy. That makes sense. Thank you. Donovan Patterson starting the stream from the start. Let me know if the horns work. They work. We heard them. Thank you, Donovan. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for making that choir sing in the chat. I appreciate you. What's up, Hava? Hope the training's going good. Hamza, also Big Nog and Shogun's run. People don't remember that. Not a single person in here remembered my push-ups. Nobody remembered my push-ups. Except Kane. Kane Cash remembers them. Kane Cash is out there rocking that headwear. Kane Cash is staying sane out there. He's staying away from the propaganda. What's up, Cruz? Thank you, Ron Loke. Thank you. I'm getting worked up. I'm getting worked up because I'm defensive. I'm feeling defensive on your behalf. There's wolves out there. There's wolves out there in MMA analyst clothing feeding this nonsense into your hearts and minds. And I'm seeing it manifest in my chat. You're right, Deuce Vult. I was being humble. Thank you, Tony. Thank you. I knew that would be the case for some people. I just didn't want to brag. According to Dustin, Islam is very hard to hit clean. Maybe for Dustin. That's the problem with these fighters. Dustin's out there more focused on his Chile, trying to get his Chile right. Jamal Hill is over there trying to be an MMA analyst, trying to get his YouTube channel going. That's why he comes into the fight with that podcast body. Somebody left a hilarious comment on one of the videos. He said, I've said it for a long time. You could be in the UFC and you could be skinny or you could be fat, but you can't be skinny fat. And that made me laugh. Jamal Hill came into the fight with that podcast body. Dustin Poirier's out there he's too focused on his Chile, trying to get his Chile right. Sean O'Malley's out there trying to, be the best Call of Duty gamer ever and smoking it up and doing podcasts and stuff. All these people, Israel Adesanya trying to get his YouTube channel going, his reaction channel, his MMA analyst channel. All these people are just Ronda Rousey. She's trying to be in all the movies. Conor McGregor with all his whiskey and all that kind of stuff. These people don't know how to stay focused. Did you see Khabib doing that? Did you see Khabib out there with like a Khabib brand cereal? Khabib Nurmagomedov bubblegum? No, he was focused. People get spread too thin. That's the same thing Volkanovski did. It's all YouTube. And they get distracted. Mike Lang. Some casuals think Ilia is GOAT. It's not that deep. Live and let live. By the way, we remember the push-ups. I'm up. We're not bozos. I'm up. Laughing. We're not bozos. Okay, Mike Lang, I appreciate that. Mike Lang, I could tell Mike Lang reads books. I could tell he flips that paper. And I appreciate that type of attention span. Thank you, Mike Lang. Thank you. And look, don't get it twisted. I'm so truthful. I made you think that I'm a Topuria hater. You know what's funny? You know what is hilarious right now? It's crazy. It's crazy. What you're interpreting right now, what you're experiencing, you have to absolutely think that I am 100% purebred Topuria hater. And it's because I'm so truthful. I like Topuria. I like how he fights. It's exciting. He's fun to watch and he seems like a good dude. I'm so truthful. I made you think that I hate that fool. And it makes me feel bad because you must feel foolish right now. That wasn't my intention. I don't want you to feel bad, but you feel foolish right now. My conviction actually led you to believe that I'm a Topuria hater when I'm actually quite entertained by him. And I see him interacting with fans and family, and he seems like a great dude. The respect that he showed toward Oliveira, the humility, seems like a great dude. But you're over here thinking, I'm a hater because no one speaks like this. Everyone's rubbing shoulders. Everyone's trying to get on good people's sides because they're hoping they could get on their podcast. They're hoping that they could collab with Nina Drama. They're hoping that Dana White hires them to film their Snapchat videos. But I got nothing to lose. What? There's nothing to hold me back. What am I going to do? Upload on Rumble again? I've been to the lowest of lows. I've been on Rumble. I want to say thank you because someone just threw some money down in the PayPal. I want to say thank you to Aaron. I want to say thank you to the homie Aaron. Hey, we from the same area. We're from the same area. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you. He threw down 5 big ones to the PayPal. Thank you. Thank you. 559. Thank you, Aaron. I appreciate you. Thank you for supporting the channel. Feels good to know that I got people in my backyard right here. I appreciate you big time. Got backup over here. Sensei Seth. When you got Sensei Seth in the chat? Sensei Seth, are you kidding me? This ain't Ariel Halwini. This ain't Charles Sonnen. This ain't Anthony Smith. Sensei Seth. This dude has done more martial arts than Michael J. Fox. Sensei Seth, dude's got like 17 black belts. I clicked on a Sensei Seth video the other day. He was doing like Wing Chun on a tightrope. Sensei Seth is the modern day Tom Cruise. And I know what you're thinking. Tom Cruise is modern day, isn't he? Because he's a vampire. That's aside from the point. It's time for him to move over and make way for Sensei Seth. Sensei Seth is the modern day half Tom Cruise, half Jackie Chan. But he's so marketable because he's white. He's a minority today. Sensei Seth is a minority. That's huge. I'm a big fan of Sensei Seth. And I was going to say, if you don't happen to know who Sensei Seth is, go over and support the homie because he's one of my favorite people on YouTube. But I realized immediately how disrespectful that would be. Because if you don't know who Sensei Seth is, get out of my chat. Thank you for gracing us with your presence, Sensei said. Wait, you're not white? Oh, snap. Is Sensei said like Brazilian? You know how some of those dudes are Brazilian and they look white, but they're like Portuguese? Oh, snap. I didn't mean to offend you. I thought I don't see color. I just see features, and I thought the features indicated. I'm gonna move on. He's turning Japanese. He's really turning Japanese right in my chat now. Sensei said is Japanese from the martial arts down. He's like Canelo. Oh, dang it. He's that sleeper. Jairo, being unbiased and speaking facts makes people think you choose a side when it's just, I'm a truther. I pick Olives to lose. He's one of my favorites. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy that I got people thinking that I hate this dude. I ride with it. I got people thinking that I'm a Volkanovski hater and I'm a John Jones fanboy. You can only get to that point when you're speaking so much truth. People start to get discombobulated. The fact that I'm able to say anything that would lead anybody to believe those things is insane to me, aside from absolute, unadulterated, 100% pure truth, because people aren't used to it. They're used to people stepping on it, you know? When you got your stuff and it gets stepped on a little bit. You know? People are used to their stuff. People are used to their fix getting stepped on, you know? But no one steps on my truth. It's 100% pure. My truth is like the blue stuff. You know what I'm saying? Sensei said, throwing some of that Japanese yen down. I don't even know how that converts, but I like it. From the martial arts down was the best one I've heard in a while. Hey, Tony Ferguson, take notes. Tony Ferguson, I know you're listening. Tony Ferguson's like Santa Claus. I know he could hear me. Fool sees me when I'm sleeping. From the martial arts down was the best one I heard in a while. I appreciate that, Sensei Seth. Because one of the things I like about this dude, he's got a great sense of humor. He's got some comedic timing. I remember back in the day when you started really editing your videos and you would do some of the voiceovers and the outcuts and say some funny stuff and make the faces. You would do like Jim from The Office. You'd be like that. I was like, hey, this dude's funny. So say that coming from you means a lot. We should start a fake beef. That would be hilarious, and I am down. That would be hilarious. That would be like the. I was gonna say it's kind of ironic because I know that he's like your homie, and I didn't even make that connection. But I was thinking, who are like the nicest dudes ever in MMA? I was gonna say that would be like if Wonderboy Thompson and GSP started a beef. It's like, wait a minute, why are these dudes aren't like this? What's going on? They're like, you butthead. Like the most G-rated beef ever. Dana White privilege was gold. I appreciate that, Sensei Seth. I appreciate that. And I didn't know if you knew that. I didn't know if you knew that I had coined that I had given birth to the Dana White privilege. I wasn't sure. I didn't want to make any assumptions. But I appreciate that. But you know what, Sensei said? I don't really like your attitude right now. It's probably gonna have. Oh yeah, you let liquor. I remember that commercial. You let liquor. Oh man, I appreciate that. That's a big compliment right there. I think the highlight of my YouTube career was when Sensei Seth imitated me in one of his videos. When he was doing he did like a Nutty Professor thing, and he was like 9 different characters, and one of them was the Mexican martial arts. That was the highlight of my YouTube career right there. That was cool. Is Strickland getting suspended? He should. And I'm not one of those people no free speech, fire this guy, suspend this guy. But that if just because of the way that he is, he's such a hypocrite. He is always let people say what they want, let them do what they want, freedom. But he has the thinnest skin I've ever seen in my life. He could be used in an anatomy class because you could see everything through his skin. You could see all his organs and stuff like that. The dude has the thinnest skin, but he wants to run his mouth nonstop and be a bad boy, but he can't hack it. If anyone says or does anything at all to him, it's crazy. He's so soft. He'll look all hard and enthusiastic fighting YouTube commenters, but then when he comes to the cage, he's a jab queen. Dude gives out more jabs than CVS. If Topuria beats Makhachev, I want him to call out Khabib out of retirement. I was already thinking, dang, if Topuria beat Makhachev, Khabib will come back. Then we will see Khabib. Cootie queen. Ale Miguel, who's the most Jackie Chan? Best video ever. Who's the most Jackie Chan? Oh, snap. And then Jackie Chan rates it at the end? That would be crazy. That's Jackie Chan's his last thing he ever does in his career. Thank you, Ale Miguel. That would be bad. I like how his boy jumped in there with him too. And then when Strickland started swinging, he was like, oh yeah, I think we're overreacting. Dude, that Curtis dude, what's his name? Chris Curtis? He's always being the voice of reason. Even in that last video where there was some YouTuber that went and wanted to fight with Sean Strickland, Strickland was straight up throwing elbows, vicious elbows, throwing head kicks. And you could even see and hear Chris Curtis at one point. He goes, hey, you're throwing elbows for real? Are you serious, dude? And even before the fight, he was telling that guy, you don't want to do this. What are you doing? And he's trying to give him tips. I was surprised that Chris Curtis went in there, period, and got that heated. But yeah, he always has to become the voice of reason. It's ridiculous. Yeah, there's a part of me that's that's when we would see Khabib. But at the same time, it's like I've said many times, I also, in another reality, believe that he is absolutely a dude of his word. And if he told his mom he wasn't going to fight, then he's not going to fight. So that kind of makes me sad right there. And of course, Marilena is texting me right in the middle of when I'm handling my business. Let me respond to this real quick. In all caps. Okay. And I sent it with a loud effect. He probably wishes one day he could be the crash out guy, but Sean keeps outdoing him. He's like, when do I get to be Mel Gibson? I want to have my freak out. That's crazy. There's that dynamic in relationships, in friendships, where sometimes somebody loses it and they're having a meltdown. And then the other person's like, it's going to be all right. But then it's funny how when that person's crashing out, then the other one's like, it's going to be all right. It's like people take their turns. It's so weird how people work like that. But he never gets to have that moment with Strickland. Jairo! Low-key, Chris was in a more lethal position, head grab, hands down against the cage. Yeah, I mean, as far as positioning, yeah, I don't even think that punch from Strickland landed really clean, right? It was more for show, it seemed like. It seemed like when Conor went in that one time and pushed the ref or something. I don't even remember exactly who he put hands on. But yeah, Chris was definitely in a more significant position. Kind of seemed like he was just quietly giving him like a little strong and silent check right there without being too flamboyant about it, you know? What if Topuria slaps Khabib's mom? That's tough right there, because you get those old school moms like that who are just loyal to what they believe. She'll probably turn the other cheek. She'll be like, no, son. Like, I mean, I could see that. Old school people like that, they hold on to what they believe. It's like Mr. Miyagi type stuff. Like, hey, like you're basically getting beat to death even though you know you could beat them up. And it's like, hey, you know, we're better. We're going to be the bigger person. I miss Israel Adesanya. Hold on, let me block this dude real quick. Makhachev would not beat Topuria or JDM. Okay, let me screenshot this so I could talk to this dude later. He's looking for a new dog. Wait, what happened to Tony Ferguson's dog? The Crash Queens. What's up, Swat and Bomber? I think Tony's the only one who could be Tapturo. Tony? Maybe he'll psych him out. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, is Topuria the GOAT or are you the sheep? I mean, there's not many people. I understand this. I have no delusions of grandeur here. I understand that the majority of people will not be able to sit and get through the entirety of what I have laid out here today. However, I know that if they do, your minds, if you came into this confused, will be absolutely changed and turned around, because what I like to do is chop down propaganda. I will not stand for propaganda. And that's what you came in here with today. And it's no fault of your own. The only thing you did wrong was turn on your Wi-Fi. And just like with any other industry, with any other market, it takes care of itself. Just like Topuria told Oliveira, all he has to do is show up and I'll do the rest. That's what happens when you turn on the Wi-Fi. Click, propaganda. And it's not your fault. You can't handle it. You're out there scrolling, and you need to have a shepherd come in and lead you. And that's my responsibility. And I'll take that on gladly. And sometimes you got to break some legs. You got to break some legs because those sheeps go off course. And you know what's best for them. So you got to crack that leg and throw them over your shoulder. You know what I'm saying? If you know, you know. I believe I've said everything that needs to be said in regard to this situation. And I have no intention of padding it, of any fluff, of wasting your time. What I need to go do now is create some more content for you. I'm going to leave this video here with you so that you can fully understand and get a comprehensive evaluation of why Topuria is absolutely not anywhere near the GOAT conversation, and how he has absolutely never fought anyone anywhere near their prime. Sensei says, would you ever teach me Mexican martial arts for a video? You know, long ago, many years ago, and it's kind of like what Bruce Lee encountered when they tried to kill him, when they tried to take his life, when he started teaching other races and ethnicities, you know. Long ago, it was punishable by beanie removal, that the Mexican martial arts could never be taught to the Japanese man. However, I would be willing to make an exception for you. I would be honored to teach you the way of the Mexican martial arts. I would absolutely be honored. Jairo Ruiz. Como Josh Emmett didn't die against Ilia leaves me wondering, though. That's what I'm saying. And it went the distance. It wasn't a 3-round fight. There was 2 extra rounds. Topuria was in there with Josh Emmett, a 40-year-old Josh Emmett, for 5 rounds. Might as well have been the ref. The ref was in there for 5 rounds too. The referee of that fight and Topuria had something in common during that fight. They were both in that cage with Josh Emmett for 5 rounds, and neither of them could finish him. That's what they had in common that night. I'm half Mexican, half Japanese. Hey, man, Sensei Seth got that bloodline like Mariah Carey. Hey, this was a lot of fun. I'm going to go have a late dinner. I'm going to refuel. I'm going to get my stuff ready so I can start kicking out more videos. I want to thank all of you for being here tonight. I want you to give a round of applause for the Sensei Seth. It was absolutely an honor to have him here tonight. Again, one of my favorite YouTube people. And if that wasn't true, I wouldn't say that. I would say something else kind of generic and just go and then scroll the chat. But I really mean that. He's a good dude. That's why my head hair is brown and my beard is red. I was like, wait, why is he singling out his head hair? Where's he gonna go with this after? But then he went to my beard hair. All right, I'm not good. That's why my head hair is brown and my beard is red. It's just confused. I'll DM you. Oh, we're gonna talk more about his hair. Oh my goodness, I appreciate that. It's honored. I'm honored. It's an honor. We'll get that round of applause for the homie right here. How about Owens? Everybody here have a good night. Thank you for spending some time here. Please, if you came in halfway, this wasn't just a chill session. This was not a chill session. I implore you to go back and watch the whole video, because this video was different than my usual videos where we're just chilling. This video laid out very thoroughly what I'm touching on in the title of this video. So if you came in late, I urge you to watch the whole video because it's content throughout. We're not just messing around and wasting time. I'll send a pic. I'm ready for it, man. I'm turning my brightness on right now. Thank you, Ordinary Pete. Scroll back. Hey, thank you for being here. Please keep an eye on the channel. We are back and more consistent than ever. I tell you, last time we're consistent like we got that melatonin. Wait, was it? That's right. Yeah, melatonin. Or is it melanoma? Metamucil. I always mix them up. I hate when I make a verbal flub up like that. We're consistent like we got that Metamucil. I'm gonna make that into a lyric. Backyard Metal Man, when do you think the Patty versus Ilia fight is going down? Glad you're in the vibe again too. Praise Yahweh for you, Grandmaster J. Hey, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. I honestly, just off the beanie, I think it's gonna be Armand first. I think it makes more sense, and other people have said it. I'm not breaking any kind of news. It does make sense that they're gonna somehow figure out a way to convince Gaethje to fight Patty first, and then the winner fights the winner of Armand and Topuria. That makes the most sense. It wouldn't make any sense business-wise, marketing-wise, big name-wise to throw him Patty right away. That would be crazy. So I think that fight's gonna happen after the Gaethje and Patty fight. If Topuria could get through Armand, if Armand's back stops hurting, and if he can make weight and doesn't get diarrhea or something else. Thank you very much for the contribution. That's a fat $20. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you for spending your time here with me. I'm gonna go keep putting in that work for you. Keep scoping the channel. Again, rewind and watch the whole thing because there's information on here for you. It wasn't just messing around.